Williams not finding the range on her first serve yet.
GOEGERS has wonderful racket head speed on her forehand. Hits with such freedom and builds up momentum through the hit point.
Advantage, Mrs. Williams.
A regular at every Wimbledon, Dame Shirley Bassey.
Shirley Bassey.
Have you seen her in concert?
Met her here a few times. I have, actually. I saw her in concert about 20 years ago in Barcelona.
You get to a lot of concerts, Martina.
Good hold from Williams at the end.
On serve early stages, there's 14 minutes gone. Williams 2-1 first set.
Mrs. Williams leads 2-1 first set.
Billie Jean jackets.
Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats. Time.
First quarter of an hour for Julia GOEGERS in her maiden Grand Slam semi-final. Okay against one of the greats of our game, 7-time champion Serena Williams.
Oh,
5-time champion. He's a regular now these days at Wimbledon, isn't he?
Yeah,
Every year.
First time I'm seeing him at a women's match. It's nice to see Bjorn. You don't necessarily get the invitation from the club. Nice to see him here again.
Either of you ever get to hit with Bjorn back in the day?
Not back in the day, but I've hit with him, after we retired in some exhibitions. Played doubles against him or mixed doubles. I had a few balls with him. He's a great guy.
I had lunch with him a couple of years ago, he and his wife in the Royal Box. He's with his wife just to his right, and they have a young son who is really a good tennis player. Up and coming on the rise.
No pressure for Bjork Jr. then.
I would say that GOEGERS is handling the weight of the situation nicely so far.
I was
not looking rushed.
I was going to ask you too about the mental shrinkage that goes on when Williams is down the other end of the court.
Game, Miss GOEGERS.
She's certainly holding her own at the moment. and a far less, I don't know how you describe it, Martin, adventurous.
Well, much actually good serving on the second serve. She's mixing up the direction of the serves. Most of the women just go kind of through the middle of the court, whereas GOEGERS actually directional on that second serve, you know, keeping her opponents guessing and winning those points in this game. Serena, I think, will get used to that more, and also the topspin will get a better read on the topspin serve, the kick serve. But so far, GOEGERS is holding her own. And there's that 116-mile-an-hour ace in the middle. Perfect location.
Starting to ramp it up.
Yep.
116, the fastest, had 114 last game. Beautiful done. Remember, it was the pec injury that made Serena withdraw from the fourth round at the French, so she couldn't serve for a couple of weeks.
That was a Kerber-like forehand, getting down low for that one. Nicely done.
Beautifully done from GOEGERS, so controlled with that power.
30-15.
Body staying still, moving forward to hit the ball on the rise.
It is getting into the points, and GOEGERS has done that well. Really tricky to hit a first serve return for a winner, and GOEGERS did just that. So again, 30 all for Serena Williams. Same thing happened in the previous game. And getting another big first serve in here.
40-13.
Serena's able to play the score on her serve, meaning when she gets down a break point or critical time, she just seems to be able to raise her serve up a notch. Gets more focused, a little more knee bend, and really goes after it. That'd be a nice luxury to have.
On serve so far, early stages of this first set in this second semi-final.
3-2 for set.
Julia GOEGERS certainly top of the charts in terms of aces hit, but I think we know, Martina, that's not the whole story, is it?
Well,
Williams right on her tail.
The reason that's the case is because she had 11 more service games than Serena Williams. So per game, Serena Williams' ratio of aces is a little bit higher. But where GOEGERS has done a better job, I think, is holding winning points on her second serve, and most of all attacking the second serve of her opponent.
So Williams certainly with something to think about out here.
It's a 114-mile-an-hour serve that Williams able to counteract, and it's a great backhand into the corner. And that one just Easy pickings for Williams. Wow. Okay then.
Great hands from Goerges. That ball was dropping. It was low. Had to use a lot of left hand to bring this back into the court with accuracy. Great wrist action to get around the ball.
Ball bouncing right on the service line. Checks, slows down. Williams can't control it. But if that's what it takes to stay in the match against Williams, well, sometimes those balls do go in.
I have a feeling that's exactly what it's going to take. And Williams certainly has a lot of respect for opponents that come with a big serve.
That's where Goerges can struggle. That forehand has a bit of a large backswing. And if you hit it hard and fast, ball moves through the court, Goerges can get late. She had a little bit of a hitch on her serve and on her forehand as well. Not a little more complicated than you'd probably want them to be. But as Billie Jean said, she gets to the right place, the trophy position on the serve.
She's saying exactly that, isn't she, Billie Jean? Now, if I'd have coached her, we would have taken a little bit out of that forehand swing. We'd adjusted the serve. How much tennis has she seen over the years?
Well, it's a very busy racket face for Goerges on the serve. It's amazing that she squares it up so well.
Yeah, she's almost a contortionist, isn't she? Very much her own.
It's very loose.
Needs to work here, though, because this is her second break point she's facing. She can't keep Williams at bay. And that's the break the seven-time champion was looking for.
Mrs. Williams leads 4-2 for set.
That is a big break. Serena Williams has only been broken 6 times in the entire tournament. And to me, her serve has gotten better. It's gotten cleaner with each match that she's played. Her ball striking has gotten cleaner as well.
In other words, Goerges would have had a better chance against Serena Williams, like in the 3rd round rather than the semi-finals.
Yeah, I think she was more vulnerable.
Yeah, no doubt.
Goerges just switching to a fresh set of strings. She has a tendency to do that. She always does it the game before the new balls.
Just getting out of the way and still maintaining nice balance.
Yeah, not a percentage shot going totally sideways as you're hitting, but Goerges able to control it.
It's extraordinary, though, hasn't it, how Serena's been able to elevate her level round by round. We've seen, her average topspin speed just slightly increase. She's brought her net clearance down. It's the perfect playbook, all the way leading to her 8th title. Excuse me, I don't want to dock her one. That would be disastrous.
Mrs. Williams is challenging the call on the right.
Serena doesn't challenge much.
Far side, baseline, the ball for the
6 games. Very adamant about that one. She's right there. Where did the ball land? It was a big serve, big return. Not getting the Hawkeye. And if she doesn't get it, what happens then? She loses the point. Can we get replay on that?
There we go.
Goes well out. Well out. Almost wide as well. Shouldn't have missed that one, but you know, it's okay because you have Hawkeye. God, I would have loved that 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Serena looking at the chair umpire, kind of surprised that the chair umpire didn't overrule.
Just calming herself before the next shot. She won the point anyway. Crosscourt's burning Goegers. It's Serena's favorite shot. She gets on the outside of the ball so well. Of course, hits it harder than anybody when she's on the run. Has been beating Goegers with that shot, as she can't get around with that big swing.
Goegers is backed up a little for this return positioning, but will Serena go out wide?
Well, it's as if Serena has never been away. Right at home here on the centre court once again. And she's now starting to extend her lead. 5-2 first set for Williams.
5 games to 2 first set.
Tracy, you said what a big break that was at 3-2 to go 4-2. How does Goegers cope with the presence of Williams now and trying to keep the blinkers on and trying to get the ball away from Serena?
Yeah, it becomes difficult because Serena is such a great front runner and she knows that she has to be alert because Goegers is so dangerous. So Serena will be very focused at every stage of this match with so much on the line. I think it's really interesting. 4th tournament back. We just expect Serena to pop back after having baby Olympia last September. We expect so much from her, and because in the past so often she's been out for long breaks of time, many months, and comes back very quickly. And again, 4th tournament back to be playing at this level, really extraordinary. Sometimes I think that's overlooked.
Well, you've had a child, so it's even more impressive.
For 4th tournament back in a year and a half. I mean, most time, Martina, players need more reps to feel comfortable, to feel instinctive on the court.
Well, Serena certainly knows how to play the game. The timing, she just seems to grow into it during the tournament. Most people need more reps before the tournament. But Serena Williams very technically sound, so there's not much that can go wrong with her shots. Of course, the serve bails her out so much. But Serena Williams is more than just her serve, and she knows when to raise her game just a little bit. Certainly doesn't back away from the challenge. If anything else, she hits the ball harder.
Wow. That's going to send a message. That'll start to put pressure on Goegers to get more first serves in.
That's why those statistics don't mean anything. I've been looking at the numbers, and on paper, Goegers has had a better Wimbledon. Not by a lot, but enough. Especially the winners to unforced errors ratio, but Serena Williams has turned that upside down here. 12 winners, 4 unforced errors, and that's that pressure you're talking about, Tracy.
Cause and effect. That last point, 2 points ago, caused that double fault.
Didn't seem too long ago when GOEGERS was holding her own at 2-all, then she was broken. And it's going to be broken here for a second time, and this time it's going to be critical. 3 set points for Serena. Serena Williams getting this done in double quick time. Just 33 minutes on the clock as Williams takes the opening set by 6 games to 2. Is this the best we've seen Williams play this Wimbledon?
For me, absolutely. She somehow knows how to elevate. Again, that's so difficult as an athlete, to just ask yourself to elevate 10, 15% each match that you're playing, and Serena has done it so frequently.
And GOEGERS did not play a bad set. I mean, she had only 5 unforced errors, but a lot of forced errors being forced into it from Serena Williams. Look at that, 87% of the points won when Serena gets the first serve in. On the other hand, GOEGERS at 53. She's not used to that.
GOEGERS not even a sniff of a break point opportunity.
Twice she had 30-all. That first time 30-all. Second serve missed the return. Second serve again at 4 point on a second serve. Twice at 30-all, and that was it. As GOEGERS really holding her own, but Serena just stepping it up.
Really in awe of the way that Serena is able to raise her game and start timing the ball so beautifully, moving better today than I've seen her in her other matches.
Second set, Mrs. Williams to serve.
Williams has been at the net 4 times, winning all 4 points. GOEGERS is 2-for-2, but she's playing so aggressively from the baseline, she doesn't need to move forward.
$15.
How does GOEGERS stop herself being steamrolled out of here?
She's got to extend the points. She's got to try to get Serena on the move as she did in that point. Get into the point, most of all. Get the ball into play and somehow try to make Serena Williams move. Easier said than done, because that serve is just... when Serena gets the first serve in, she's been unbeatable.
GOEGERS is feeling completely rushed. Wouldn't mind seeing GOEGERS throw in a backhand slice or two just to try to change the rhythm.
GOEGERS got out of trouble with that forehand, but was too far back to get to that short ball. Serena Williams' reply was so short it was good. Drawing the error. 4 first serves in this game, I think, from Williams.
Almost perfection from Williams and her player box. They can look very, very relaxed. Look at that scoreboard. And look, Martina and Tracy, just what Serena's been doing to Julia Goeges in terms of this match as opposed to Goeges for the rest of the tournament.
Well, this is where Goeges has been in her first 5 matches. You see how the pace of Williams is pushing her back. She doesn't want to go there, but she's forced to back up with the pace and the depth of the Williams ground strokes. She's on her heels, and she's not. She likes to be much closer to the baseline. So, again, that's Serena Williams doing that. It's not Goeges by choice, but by must. Goes further behind the baseline.
15 minutes.
And that draws errors too, because you still try to hit the ball hard, but you're too far back to make any inroads. Serena Williams had only 4 unforced errors in that first set. 9 winners, but just imposing herself, pushing Goeges back, further back.
Beautifully done. Goeges moving that second serve around.
14.
Talk about how complicated the take back on the Goeges serve is, but once she gets the racket behind her back, it's so smooth, very fluid from there, and she keeps her head up beautifully.
Game is scheduled.
Well, that will do her the world of good.
1 game more, second set.
She held twice, but was down at break point. And she lost her serve twice in a row. Needs to stay even here with Williams to try to somehow claw her way into the match. Maybe make Williams a little bit nervous, but once Serena gets up that first set, she's hard to stop. Great defense from Serena Williams.
Not only great defense with her movement, but both shots that she was off balance, Serena sent it back within a foot of the baseline.
Yep. Goeges not getting the easy balls that she is used to getting off of her forehand.
Checking when it hits the line, that completely stopped.
Well, Goeges was a little too far back anyway. It was a slice, so she was too far away from the ball anyhow. And then on top of that, yeah, it makes you feel like a beginner. That line really checks. Serena apologized, but she'll take the point.
I'm sure she'll love to watch that later. Serena Williams in complete control of this second semi-final on turf. 2-1 second set.
Mrs. Williams leads 2 games to 1 second set and by 1 set.
We have great fascination, don't we, with Julia GOEGERS' serve. We talk about that more than any aspect of her game or her personality. So let's carry on talking about it. Let's see it in slow-mo. Take us through this.
Well, you see the little whoop-de-doo she does with the racket face. It changes totally direction here. Then she goes back again. Let's see the racket face. It closed. Then she really closes it. Then she reopens it. I mean, there's no way that racket should be where it is right now. But then once she gets back here, then she's nice and square.
Watch the head after impact. It stays up for an extra second.
Yep.
That's crucial.
The head is the heaviest part of your body, so quite often you see the players pull down. I'm getting a crick in my neck just watching her looking at that ball. But it's a combination of mistakes that serve. Compare it to Serena Williams. Very simple. See, the racket just totally follows the wrist. There is no motion at all. Great pronation. Also stays up beautifully. Great explosion with her. Starts with the knees, hips, shoulders, and finally rotates with the arm. It's a nice corkscrew action from Serena Williams. Very simple. Nothing can go wrong with that serve. I've never seen Serena Williams take better precision steps, I don't think. She's moving really well side to side, forward, but she just took a little stutter step for that backhand to get exactly in the right position. She can be heavy-legged, you know, taking big steps, but she's been really light on her feet today, and it's paid off nicely.
Team of those points needed from GOEGERS. First serve, get Serena moving from side to side.
Third 15.
Two fantastic second serves from GOEGERS.
I think it's so interesting that GOEGERS lost in the first round the last 5 years, and it took David Prinasol to sit her down and say, your game really is suited to this surface. You got the big serve, the big forehand, finish points off at the net. Good job convincing her that she could just restructure her points differently.
Players can suck themselves out on a surface. They grew up on clay. Oh, no, I can't play on grass. By the way, the ball is bouncing almost as high as it does on clay. There's no reason why you can't play better on grass, especially with these big weapons. They always pay off on grass.
Well, the season is so short on grass, so
there's no season.
So many players have just a few matches, a handful of matches. You've got to be forgiving of yourself as well when you get those bad bounces.
do think that's a very good point, Tracy, because one of the big changes, having watched Julia as an 18-year-old to now in her late 20s, she is more forgiving of herself. Her emotions are not so close to the surface, and that's something that was the big change that she worked on with the new coaching team.
Sometimes Serena Williams just cruising on her serve. Four out of 10 serves don't come back.
Game, Mrs. Williams.
Still looking so easy for Williams. She leads by a set and 3-2.
Mrs. Williams leads 3 games to 2 second set and by 1 set to none.
Yeah, a glorious day here at the All England Club. Much more comfortable day on the hill. The heat will be back there at the weekend. So many doubles matches on court today at the club, and the juniors, of course, as well, and the wheelchair players. So there's a lot to see if you still want to come in on a ground pass. You don't have to necessarily be on the centre court. You can see the future of women's tennis as well here, and men's tennis.
Love 50.
Well, Kyrgios will be feeling the pressure here. This is where she lost the serve in the first set. Williams just dominating on her service games. Not even a chance for a break for Kyrgios. And now the mistakes will be amplified if there are some.
Ooh, lose a couple of points from Kyrgios.
Kyrgios is challenging Nicole on the right near sideline.
It felt out when she hit it. Can't see the umpire's chair right in the way, but it just felt wide and maybe even long. She hit it. It's wide, not long.
Love 30. Ms. Kyrgios has 2 challenges remaining.
The first double fault of this second set, and the relentless pressure that Williams brings is building right here.
Close to the line. The ball checked again on the serve. Very dangerous time for Kyrgios. See how the ball just bounced straight up. Survives that threat. Still 15-30.
Mrs. Williams.
Well, Serena's 2 for 2 on challenges on that baseline. Didn't see any chalk. this one hit the line. So Lucas finally survives the challenge. The Hawkeye by Williams.
This Wimbledon centre court crowd, like, you know, just give Julia a chance out there. Give her something.
Great hustle from Williams. Just played the ball, played smart with that lob. Again, that's something that she wouldn't have done a few years ago. She would just rip this backhand.
30-14.
Smart play. Great get from GOEGERS.
Was it going out?
No, it would have gone in. No, it was way in. Yeah.
The lob was going in.
Wide. It was in. And a break point for Williams.
Serena's 2 for 3 on breakpoint conversions.
Not quite. Can't blame her for trying. But GOEGERS, like so many others before her on this centre court with Williams, has pretty much run out of ideas.
That's exactly right. Look where she is. She has not tried to hit a drop shot the whole match long. And break point down, she tries it. Oh, almost. She almost got away with it. But as soon as I saw her trying to hit it, I'm like, oh no.
She has so much respect for the way that Serena's moving today. She tried to cut it a little too fine.
Shot selection, Tracy would have ripped it cross court, right? Keep Serena on the run. But, you know, Monday morning quarterbacking, as we call it in the States, it's easy. 2020. Hindsight. GOEGERS has not gotten to a break point in this match. That's how much Serena Williams has been dominating on her serve. She's got to find one somewhere.
Ball.
Oh, Serena.
Too good.
She's here, she's there, she's everywhere.
GOEGERS felt that her forehand was an excellent shot. And Serena hits the lob into the corner. Everything is going Serena's way.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Even that shot, that's just a prayer ball that Serena threw up. And it's perfect lob inside the baseline. This one, a mere formality. Everything is going Serena Williams' way, but you know what? She creates those chances for herself. As Catherine Hepburn once told me, you create your own luck. So Serena Williams is not lucky, she's that good. The ball is bouncing higher this Wimbledon than it has the last few decades, but still ball fast enough for Williams there. Just can't handle it. And another nice slow ball by Serena Williams' standard 96 mile an hour slice serve for an ace. Another, looks like another cruising service game for Williams.
Well, you'd never know that she'd been away. Just her 13th match in the comeback, and Williams within one game of a 10th Wimbledon singles final.
Mrs. Williams leads 5 games to 2 second set and by 1 set to love.
What are the factors factors about Serena Williams that has enabled her. I mean, she had 18 months away. She's had the most traumatic of childbirths, and in the aftermath, she's still wearing the special compression tights that she's got on. How does she do this, and what is this going to rewrite for future players who are coming back as mothers?
Well, we've talked about the serve. The serve is the greatest shot in the history of women's tennis, so I think that alone gets her to the second week of majors, and then she's starting to hit the ball so cleanly. She's starting to put pressure on her opponent's service games as well, so they start to doubt themselves. And then she's hitting with the good timing. She's hitting the ball earlier, pushing her opponents back, but the movement is better, and the athleticism, it's just superior. The belief doesn't hurt. The fact that she's got 23 majors, she's just really has so much trust in her game.
That's when you start pressing a little bit. You rush the shots when you know you don't have that many opportunities to get a good hit at the ball. Williams just put so much pressure on you with her pace and her movement as well today.
Third day 15.
42nd major for Julia Goerges and first time into a semi-final. I don't think it's about being overwhelmed by the situation at all. It's overwhelmed by Serena Williams.
Exactly. Lost the point, but made Goerges hit one more ball. Goerges is trying to break up that first set pattern of 2-all, 6-2. We had 2-all, 5-2. Trying to make Serena Williams serve it out, but as we said, has not seen a break point in this whole match. Got to 30-all twice. That's been as close as she's gotten. Who knew the turning point of this match would be a 2-all, 30-all? The way Williams is playing today, it wouldn't have mattered. Just firing on all cylinders.
40-13.
Yeah, not too much that they can do from there. But they can't really complain about the performance from Goerges.
Julia Goerges has 19 winners and 9 unforced errors, and she's down 6-2, 5-3. She's played well. Serena Williams that much better.
Well, it's been extraordinary. 13th match back, as I said, in 18 months. Hasn't seemed to be too many ups and downs for Serena within matches, and closing hasn't been a problem.
Mrs. Williams leads
as
5 games to 3.
Tracy said earlier, it's the serve that gives her a lot of confidence, a lot of belief, and takes the pressure off her because she knows she can depend on that serve, and kind of allows her to be more free on her strokes. And she plays very aggressively but very safely at the same time. Enough spin on all her shots. But that serve, serving with new balls.
Oh,
good luck to Goerges, right?
Not gonna help.
No, serving for her 10th Wimbledon singles final.
Good stop.
Love 15.
I think this is the first time Serena's done love 15 on her serve in the match.
Happened there.
Double fault. It's long.
Just a second of the match.
Oh, champion feeling nerves. We all feel it. Serving out the match is the hardest thing to do in tennis. Sometimes when you've been cruising, you know it. It's like, I really want to get over that hump.
Got it.
Love that reaction from GOEGERS. He wants to enjoy every minute of being out here. Try to extend this second set and get the crowd. The crowd wants more.
That's the first break point of the match for GOEGERS, and it's actually love 40. And she's fired up. First opportunity she's had in this match.
They've been out here just over the hour. Actually feels a little longer than that, given the quality of this match. The first semi-final was fairly brief.
Williams served the first two serves in the deuce court. She served them out wide. Lost both points. That time goes big one down the middle. 190 miles an hour. Her hardest serve of the match. Still one more break point for GOEGERS. Was called out.
And it is very rare through this tournament that Williams misses a first serve break point down. She's still in this semi-final, and we are back on serve in this second set.
Mrs. Williams leads 5-4, second set, and by 1 set to none.
Fantastic attitude from GOEGERS there. I didn't really mean to tempt things for Williams, but for the first time in this championship, a little wobble serving out.
Yeah, and it was great to see the maturity of GOEGERS. She stayed so calm, terrific poised demeanor throughout, and just waiting for the opportunity. And went big on that forehand. I just feel that 4 or 5 years ago, she would not have been able to get herself back into this match. Able to keep the negativity at bay.
And in this tournament, Serena's average serve on her second serve has been 90 miles an hour. This one was 99. Break point down right in the corner there. And GOEGERS able to get that break point. Hit a good return and break serve for the first time, which she absolutely had to. So really great playing from both players. But GOEGERS still has to hold serve here to stay in the match. So one problem solved, the other one's still here.
You get from Serena. She hates getting broken, and she gets right up on that baseline and asserts herself.
She hits harder and she gets louder. And again, that forehand can't quite get around it. Hard hit ball from Serena Williams.
Goegers knew this was coming.
Love 30.
The reaction from Williams when she's been broken in this tournament is always immediate.
Well, there it is. Retaliation. 3 match points.
And the hopes of an all-German final looked as if they're going to be dashed by this woman here. 3 match points for Williams. Has she made it?
That was out.
It was long. And Serena Williams is still the queen of the centre court. Well, so many had her as the favourite at the start of this tournament. I'm not sure what was going through Serena's mind. She really has taken it match by match, but she can enjoy this one as she returns to a 10th Wimbledon singles final. And she'll meet the same opponent as she did 2 years ago, before her marriage to Alex Ohanian, before the birth of Alexis Olympia. It'll be Angelique Kerber in a repeat of the 2016 final. The job is almost done. Nice touch from Goegers, waiting for the great champion. She's had a wonderful tournament, the German. I think there might be a few Wimbledons left in Julia. The great Billie Jean, who won here on 6 previous occasions, a special guest today in the Royal Box, as it was 50 years ago that she won the first of her first Wimbledon of the open era back in 1968. Of course, she won in 66, 67, 68, 72, 73 and 75. And Williams here, well, looking to continue to break records. Still a little shy of Martina's 9 Wimbledons, but Williams really poised and will be the favourite for number 8 on Saturday afternoon. She said in many ways now that she has little Alexis Olympia to look after, who's 10 years of age, and she'll definitely make Alexis's bedtime. She says she's maybe slightly calmer than in previous years, very aware of being a role model to her little one. And certainly a great advert for all working mums across the world. Serena makes it look easy, but believe me, she has been juggling. I've heard that many times it's Serena who gets up in the middle of the night when Olympia wakes up. She is a full-on, hands-on mum, and I don't think right now she could be any happier. Life is as good as it's ever been for Serena. Couple of breaks in each set, and Goegers still not able to make any impact on Williams like so many of Williams' opponents today. So 6 down and 1 to go, and I'm sure Billie Jean will be back in the Royal Box and watching on Saturday afternoon, with a lot of other great champions as well. So confirmation of the scoreline: Williams through to a 10th final, 6-2, 6-4. Let's hear from the champion. She's with Lee McKenzie.